Hey, I'm Brent Neely with Neely Property Investments. I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. I've founded and scaled multiple businesses. I took one of my last companies past $20 million in revenue, and from the outside, it looked extremely successful, and it was in a lot of ways, but from the inside, it felt unstable. There were a lot of risks, a lot of taxes, tons of my time that if I didn't show up, the wheels didn't keep turning. The vendors and the platform that I was on, all of it felt like it could come to a halt at any time. And that experience really shaped how I think about capital, how I think about wealth and freedom. The main problem that I noticed is that high income doesn't create resilient wealth and freedom. So for most people, income stops when they stop working. If you stepped away from your job or your business for 90 days, would the bills still get paid? Would cash flow keep coming? Most people that say they want passive income are not necessarily looking for a luxurious lifestyle. They're looking for freedom with their time. They're tired of trading their hours for dollars, and they want more time. And that's one of the reasons that I founded Neely Property Investments. Inflation is another fact of our current world. It slowly erodes our quality of life. Yeah, we can substitute cheaper options, but that's not always the same. Cash, sitting still, loses purchasing power, and most traditional investments don't solve that problem. Hopefully they keep pace with inflation. That's why I shifted towards owning real assets that produce cash flow regularly, and they grow in value and compound with inflation so that we can win with inflation rather than lose. So let me tell you a little bit about what Neely Property Investments actually does. I invest my capital right alongside other passive investors. I buy large commercial properties. Each one of these properties is a real small business. They're not passive assets at all. I use long-term fixed rate debt to reduce risk. I personally sign on the debt. I oversee all the underwriting, asset management, financing, and performance. That's my job. I allow passive investors to come in and own a piece of the property. So you get real equity in the property. You receive monthly or quarterly distributions. You receive a K-1 at the end of the year, which means that there's depreciation and other tax benefits because you are a partial owner. So returns for investors come from two places. Ongoing cash flow, which is usually monthly or quarterly distributions depending on the structure of the particular deal. And then long-term value creation. So that's through rent growth, debt pay down, operational efficiencies where we're reducing expenses and just making this little business run better. And then we typically will refinance or sell in 5 to 7 years to return investors' capital. And then we can look at future deals. So as rents grow over time with inflation, the value of the property grows significantly more than that. My philosophy with investing like this is that every one of these properties is treated like a business. I build out a detailed business plan. I have a strong budget, and I do fact-based underwriting. So the business plan is to set the direction even when we get thrown curveballs. Whether markets shift, costs always rise, something comes up, but we have a business plan to guide us to the end, and it helps give the framework for navigating that uncertainty. There's a budget in place for every property, and we track that monthly. It allows us to make quick corrections when our property manager or others aren't meeting the plan for the property. I underwrite conservatively because I believe that protecting the downside is more important than being able to advertise with aggressive forecasts and aggressive projections. I also do fact-based underwriting. So rather than coming up with unrealistic expectations where the stars have to align, everything has to go perfectly, but I can advertise these huge IRR returns, I'm conservative. We protect the downside and focus on that more than giving you aggressive projections where everything has to go right. If everything does go perfectly, there's usually a lot of upside over what we're projecting. And that's where I would always rather be, to exceed expectations. So here at Neely Property Investments, this is the core principles that you can expect. We're going to be on top of running the business. Our projections are always based in facts, and we're an open door if you ever want to discuss. So one of the other things that I've learned in business is that alignment in structure is everything. I really value mutually beneficial business relationships. It should be a win-win for everyone. I don't need to win when others are losing. So let's win together. In order to create that alignment with Neely Property Investments, I co-invest in every deal. My capital is in the deal right alongside yours. I get the same structure for my money. I get the same upside and the same risk. There's no special carve-outs. And this is why it's really important to me that I follow the philosophy that I was just talking about and running every deal like it's my own. Also, in underwriting and finding deals, I would never ask investors to put money into a deal that I wouldn't buy myself on my own. So this positioning is why that it's really important for us at Neely Property Investments to follow that philosophy that I was just talking about, because my personal capital is tied up in the deal right alongside all of my investors, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We are partners in this together, and your success is my success. So if you're an investor that values steady income, long-term compounding growth that is amplified with inflation, you value thoughtful risk management and working with someone that treats your capital like their own, then Neely Property Investments may be a great fit for you right now. If you're an investor that needs liquidity on a certain date, or you want to be involved daily with all the decision making, or you love excitement and short-term trades, or maybe you're really looking for a guarantee, then where Neely Property Investments is headed right now and the type of opportunities that we are pursuing might not be the best fit. So I wanted to thank you for taking the time to learn more about me and my investing philosophy and my business plan and structure for Neely Property Investments. I hope it interests you. I'm really excited for what's happening in commercial real estate in 2026. Neely Property Investments already has a couple deals in the works that look fantastic, and I'm getting more opportunities every day. So if you'd like to continue the conversation or learn more, feel free to find me on LinkedIn. You can check out my website at neelypi.com, Neely Property Investments, or I put together a full due diligence center that you can request access to. It has my past history, business experience, more on my philosophy and how I underwrite, and a lot more information that might be interesting to you. So I look forward to hearing from you.